Hey there, Homeschool Mom Baddies. Welcome to the very first episode of the Homeschool Mom Baddie Podcast, where we're all about helping you shine as the amazing homeschooling mom you were born to be. I'm Tia, your host, your hype woman, and your go-to guide for unlocking your full baddie potential, both in homeschooling and in life. Now, let's get one thing straight. This isn't your average homeschooling podcast. We're not here to talk about the cookie cutter schedules or how to fit into someone else's idea of what a homeschool mom should look like. Oh no, honey, we're flipping the script. Here we celebrate boldness, self-confidence, and creating a homeschooling experience that feels as fabulous as you are. The Homeschool Mom Baddie Podcast is your safe space to explore how to balance homeschooling with self-care, personal goals, and a lifestyle that you love. This is where we embrace the chaos without letting it steal our shine. This is where we find the joy in the little wins while dreaming big. This is where we equip ourselves with tools, strategies, and mindset shifts to slay homeschooling and life. Now, before we get started, let me tell you a little bit about my personal journey and why this podcast means everything to me. A few years ago, I was just like you, navigating the ups and downs of homeschooling while trying to hold on to some semblance of my identity. Before I got married, I was a hardworking woman. I had a career, I had an amazing husband, and life was great. Then motherhood hit. Bam, 1 year to the day after my husband and I got married, we were parents. We were pregnant with our firstborn, and things just started to shift for me. I went from this independent woman to just this wife and mom that wanted nothing more than to be home raising her family. You fast forward 6 children later, and that dream is still on my heart. But society has changed. Things have changed, and now life is different. And as a homeschooling mom, I had to learn to go through the ups and downs and try to figure out who I am and whose I am. And once I figured that out, it clicked. And building a dream life felt so true to who I was. I learned not only am I amazing at being a wife and a mom, that I didn't have to fit into the mold. I can create my own mold, and there's nothing wrong with that. There were days that I wanted to give up. Days when life hit me hard. I was overwhelmed. I was frustrated, and I was wondering if I was even cut out for this. Am I supposed to be homeschooling my children? Am I supposed to be doing this because I felt like I was failing? Nothing seemed to work. I found myself beating myself up daily. My husband was miserable. My children were miserable. Even our poor dog was miserable because I was miserable. I was trying to fit into societal molds that were not designed for me. My family is unique. My family is mine, and we have nuances and things that make us unique and different. And that is when something clicked. I realized that being a homeschooling mom didn't mean I had to shrink myself to fit into an outdated mold. It meant leaning into my strengths, owning up to my flaws, and unapologetically crafting a life that worked for me and my family. That's when I stepped into my homeschool mom baddie era. And girl, let me tell you, it changed everything. So the mission of this podcast and why I'm here is simple. I want to empower homeschooling moms just like you to find your inner baddie and let it shine. Because let's be honest, this journey is more than just about curriculum and lesson plans. It's about reclaiming your confidence, your identity, and building a legacy for your children and a life that's worth living and being as bold and as beautiful as you are. So what can you expect from this podcast? Each week, we'll dive into actionable tips for homeschooling without losing your mind or style, real talk about the challenges we face and how to overcome them like the queens we are. We'll learn mindset shifts that will take you from I'm surviving to I'm thriving. I'll also have some guest interviews with inspiring moms who are crushing it in their own ways and a whole lot of encouragement because, sis, you've got this. Now, all right, baddies, this was our very first episode, and I'm so excited to have you on this journey with me. If this episode spoke to you, make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And hey, don't be a stranger. Connect with me and follow me on social media, such as TikTok, Homeschool Mom Baddie, Instagram, Tia Mama 6, and also on my YouTube channel, where I also will be posting my podcast and weekly Q&A sessions with people just like you looking for support at Homeschool Mom Baddie at YouTube. Now remember, you're not just a mom. You're a homeschool mom baddie, and you've got everything you need to crush this journey. Until next time, stay bold, stay fabulous, keep shining, and remember, you got this.